We moved into the new place on a gray Thursday. Not a fresh start, more like a compromise. Two bedrooms, old carpets, and that stale smell of a place that had been empty too long. It was cheap and quiet. Too quiet. My girlfriend, Laura, loved the space. I could finally write here, she said, running her hand along the cracked window frame. There's something peaceful about it. But I felt it the first night, that this place listened, not in the way haunted houses feel. No critics, no cold spots, just something about the silence. It was too deep, like it swallowed every sound and never gave it back. There was a door in the hallway we couldn't open. No handed, no que llore, just a smooth, beige panel flush with the wall. Almost invisible if you didn't know to look for it. The landlord had mumbled something on move-in day. Utility stuff, he said, shifting the lease papers. Just sealed shut. Don't worry about it. So we didn't. At least, not at first. The first week, Laura slept deeply. She said she hadn't slept that well in years. I didn't sleep at all. Every time I tried, I'd jolt awake, heart racing. Not from nightmares, but from nothing. No noise, no movement. Just this overwhelming sense that the room was awake before I was. One night, around 3:30 a.m., I got up to get water. The hallway was darker than usual, like the shadows stretched a little farther. And I heard something, not footsteps, not breathing. It was absence, a pressure that made the silence heavier. I stared at the sealed door. It was warm, not the wall, just the door, like someone had pressed their hand against it from the other side. I didn't tell Laura. She was writing again, really writing. Pages were piling up. Her mood had lifted. She'd sit for hours in the second bedroom, the one closest to the sealed door. She said it helped her focus. No distractions, she smiled. But the more she wrote, the more distant she became. She didn't notice when I talked. She didn't react to the sound of my voice. Sometimes I'd whisper her name, and her eyes would flick toward the hallway, not toward me. Then came the first night she locked the bedroom door. She said it was because she needed space. But I could hear her inside, whispering. No phone, no video calls, just low, rhythmic whispering, like she was reciting something over and over. A few days later, I found her standing in the hallway, not doing anything, just standing in front of the sealed door, head tilted like she was listening to something I couldn't hear. When I said her name, she didn't jump. She turned slowly and smiled. I think it's almost ready, she said. I asked, what is? She blinked, as if confused. I don't remember. I started checking the door at night. Every time I touched it, it felt warmer, like something on the other side was getting closer. Once I pressed my ear against it. No sounds, but I could feel breathing. Not air, not vibration, breathing. Last night, I heard the whispering too. It wasn't in the bedroom. It wasn't in the hallway. It was everywhere. Thin, echoing, like distant voices speaking through layers of water. I followed it to the door. This time there was a sound. Tick, 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 like a tiny clock buried deep in the wall. And then the silence stopped. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in the dark, listening to how the apartment breathed or didn't. Laura had gone quiet again. She wasn't writing anymore. She just stared at the wall near the sealed door. Her lips moved, but no sound came out. When I called her name, she didn't answer. But when I whispered it, she turned toward the door not me. The next night, it got quieter. Not normal quiet, deafening, like sound had been pulled from the air. Even my own heartbeat felt distant. That's when I heard it. Tick, 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 like a small wristwatch. But it was coming from inside the wall, right where the sealed door stood. At 3:11 a.m., the ticking stopped. At 3:12, a knock. One, sharp, like a finger tapped once on wood. I stepped back, breath caught in my throat. Nothing followed, just silence. Laura got up before me the next morning. She made tea like always. Didn't say good morning. Didn't look at me. I asked, "Did you hear that last night?" She nodded. "It's awake now." "What is?" She paused. "The room." After that, she stopped speaking altogether. I tried everything, conversation, music, even taking her out. She barely reacted. She didn't cry. She didn't smile. She was just waiting. On day 12, I made a decision. That night, in the dark, I placed my hand on the door again. It was hot, not warm, throbbing like a pulse under skin. I whispered, "What do you want?" And the silence answered, not in words, not in whispers, but in a sudden movement of air, a breath behind me. I turned. Laura was there. "It's waiting," she said. "For what?" "For you to open." "Laura," I said, "this place isn't right. We'll leave. I'll find us somewhere else." But she was already walking away. I woke on the floor the next morning. The apartment was cold. Still, Laura was gone. I searched everywhere. Her clothes, her laptop, her shoes. Nothing. Everything gone except one thing. A notebook on the floor in front of the sealed door. I picked it up. Every single page had the same phrase written over and over. The silence must be complete. Now I sit in that same room, alone, listening to the ticking again. It's louder now, and something behind the door is breathing. I don't know if she's still alive, but the door feels softer, and sometimes when I press my hand to it, it pushes back. Tonight, I'll try to open it. If you're reading this, I either didn't make it, or I'm already inside.